this is Dave from Carrot Top Tuning, and in today's episode I'll be showing you how to install the Flex Fuel Sensor kit on a 135i with the N54 in it. Alright guys, I also want to quickly go over the overview of the kit. So we're going to have a Flex Fuel Sensor. This is the Bluetooth module. We'll have the harness that connects this end to the sensor, this end to the Bluetooth harness, so then we can access it with MHD. And then you have two fuel lines, a short one, a long one. This one has a threaded connection, which this adapter will actually thread into. And I will take a look at the instructions and see which one goes where, because I'm not 100% sure. But I believe the short one goes first, and then the long one goes down to the bottom of the car where we disconnected the original fuel line from. All right, so first part we are going to start with removing is this bracket right here. The quick connect to the fuel line should be on this side, and it'll be easier to get once we remove this thing. It should have a bolt or a nut here and a nut on the inside as well as right there. So there's only three that's holding this thing together. Once we remove it, it'll be way easier to get that flex line out and disconnected, and then we'll go on to removing the stuff from the top. All right, so now we have these disassembled. Bracket out the way. This is the fuel line we're after right there, the one with the blue quick connect on it. There we go. Alright, so you will have some fuel leaking once you disconnect it, as you can see. It's not that bad. Just a little bit of fuel. And now we move on to the upper piece. So this is the hose that we'll actually be removing from the top and out of the way. There is also a clip up here that you will need to loosen up, and that's that. So now we're moving on to the top part. The bottom disconnected, we're going to start from the top, and we'll be taking out the intakes, the charge pipe, and the throttle body to start, and then we will see what else we may need to take off if we can't get to the fuel line underneath the manifold. So once we removed the intakes, the charge pipe, the blow-off valves, divert valves, whatever you got, you have to move this electrical box off of this thing by you can just pull it forward and it should slide right out. We're going to disconnect this connector and then that connector as well to kind of get a little bit more slack. And the fuel line, you can't really see it, but I'll show it to you soon, is literally right here. That's the one we need to loosen up, and I'll throw a light on it and put the camera up to a better angle so you guys can see. Just fish it back out, and there you are. So now this fuel line is removed, and once again, so you guys can know what I'm talking about, this is what I'm pressing with the wrench. So I'm sliding the key or the wrench over the line, then pressing this and pulling at the same time. And that's how you loosen these quick connects right here. All right, so the next step, we will take the new line, the short one, connect it to the flex fuel sensor, connect it to the hard line, and then route it down to where we disconnected it on the bottom. All right, so you guys can see this is the line that we're going to be installing the quick connect to, and I decided that this threaded piece right here is actually what we're going to put right on that fuel line. But if you look closely, this is what it should look like. So this end goes before the little hump, and then this slides right over it and it threads in. And then we're going to connect our quick connect line here with the threaded piece, and then the flex fuel sensor should sit like right around this area. All right guys, so I decided to run the short line to the high pressure fuel pump, and the sensor is going to look like this. So you're going to have the connector facing up, so the harness is easy to take off if needed, and then the long line will actually go to the bottom and then connect to our line on the bottom of the car. So let's get to it. So now this is all tight right there. We have the flex fuel sensor dangling down there, so we're going to raise the car up and then hook up the bottom. All right guys, so I have the sensor plugged in right there. We ran the harness out this way, and then we will be hooking up the Bluetooth module and then looking at the instructions on how to pin these things. First, we disassembled this big connector. This black connector just slides out. All you gotta do is put a pick into it and it'll just slide right out. Now you have pin 23 and pin 25 should be the orange wire that comes off of the flex fuel kit, and we put it in here. Then you flip it out to the other side and you find pin 10, which will be this yellow wire. You take it out and then you connect the wire that comes off of the fuel module, and then the stock wire connects to the other pin, the original yellow wire. Basically it's a split. Then we take the red wire coming from the flex fuel connector and hook it up to one of these orange ones, or you can do these ones, but we use our own tap because I like this one better than the one provided. And basically that's going to power up the Bluetooth box. So on the small ECU connector, to get this connector out, you have to push these clips. Well, no, this one you don't have to touch, but this one right here, you have to move it out the way so this slides out. And then there's pins in here that you press like this, and then it makes this connector slide out. There's one, here's two. Boom, and then you're able to take this whole thing out. So the wire we've removed is actually this white and purple. That's in spot 16. Then we take the green wire from the flex fuel sensor and we plug it in here, and then this one you just heat shrink or tape it and then zip tie it out the way, and that's pretty much it. So when you're ready to enable the sensor, you go to stage 2 plus 91, then you go to options, you enable which fuel flex fuel kit you got, which is the Motiv Flex Fuel Kit. Then we enable flex fuel, and we can see here the ethanol percent is showing at 37. We'll get the car started and see if this changes, but should be pretty close. This is with 3.5 gallons to a full tank of 91.
A few moments later.
All right guys, you can see the ethanol content showing at 36 right here in the bottom right corner. We're gonna go take it for a test drive and see how she drives. Turn off traction control. actually felt it skidding in third too.
Yeah.
It was like
yeah,
a little bit. I was like, oh
yeah. On the pulling for the right side.
shit. Yeah. It's not bad for a stock turbo though.
For stock turbo, it's definitely not bad.
I mean, granted, it's full bolt-ons, but yeah, it's good. I just, like I said,
Fuck, this shit pulled very hard, man. I don't want to talk in my video.
oh, it's good.
Puta que pariu, malandro.
I told you, bro, you're gonna like it.
Damn, this shit pulled hella hard.
All right, guys, so that's the end of the video. Appreciate everybody. Thank you for watching. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions or anything like that about the install, feel free to put it in the comment section. I'll definitely get back to you. Once again, this is episode 9, Carrot Top Tuning, and we out.